Chosen one. You've probably wondered at times why you were born in this generation, in an age that feels more chaotic, more divided, more spiritually heavy than any before. It's as if the whole world is shaking under unseen pressure. Systems collapsing, truth bending, people losing sight of what's sacred. And yet, in the middle of all this confusion, you exist. You are alive, not by coincidence, not by random chance, but by divine design. God chose your exact timeline for a reason. You weren't meant to walk through peaceful centuries or quiet ages of simplicity. You were born into the age of conflict, the age of unveiling, the age of final assignments. You might not realize it yet, but the moment your soul entered this earth, heaven already had an agenda attached to your name. It was whispered in the throne room before you even took your first breath. This one will be alive for the last days. That's why you've never fit in. That's why you've always felt things others ignore. That's why your heart breaks for the world, even when you wish you could turn it off. You were made with divine sensitivity, tuned to the frequency of God's move in the end times. And that sensitivity isn't a weakness. It's your prophetic compass. Because the time we're in right now isn't normal, it's accelerated. The Spirit is moving faster, the enemy is working harder, and heaven is positioning its warriors precisely. And you, chosen one, are one of them. You were handpicked to be alive now, because your soul carries the endurance, the faith, and the divine stubbornness that this generation would need to see what's coming. When you look around, it's easy to feel like the world is slipping away. Truth seems mocked. Holiness feels old-fashioned. Goodness is twisted into confusion. But here's what most people don't see. God knew this age would come. He knew the world would enter a season where deception would reign, where darkness would parade as light, and where faith would be tested not through persecution alone, but through distraction. So what did he do? He planted light inside human vessels, strong, unyielding, radiant souls who would hold their ground when others fall asleep. That's you? You're not here to blend in with culture. You're here to counter it with kingdom energy. You weren't designed to echo what everyone's saying, you were built to reveal what heaven is whispering. That's why you've always felt spiritually off when the world celebrates something you can't agree with. That's the Spirit inside you reminding you. You're not of this world. You were sent here as a remnant light in the days when many lights would fade. And though it may feel like you're alone, you're actually surrounded by an invisible army, other chosen souls walking the same narrow road, carrying the same strange fire. They're scattered, hidden, but marked by the same divine fingerprint. In the last days, God doesn't look for numbers. He looks for depth. He looks for souls like yours, stable, faithful, alert, who won't bend even when the whole world does. So don't be discouraged by what you see around you. When the world seems darkest, that's when the light in you burns the brightest. Chosen one. There are moments in your life when you feel like time itself is speaking to you. Moments that whisper, "This can't be random." Moments that make you pause and realize, there is a pattern here, an invisible hand guiding you. It's not luck. It's not coincidence. It's timing. And not your own timing, but divine timing. You see, when God assigns you to the last days, He synchronizes your entire life with heaven's calendar. He arranges the rhythm of your rising, your setbacks, your miracles, and your delays to align perfectly with His larger plan. Every season you thought was wasted was scheduled. Every closed door you cried over was timed for revelation later. Every person who walked away was removed by divine scheduling. When your timing is divine, your story never follows human logic. It follows prophetic logic. And once you start noticing the signs, you realize, heaven has been choreographing your every step since the beginning. Let's unfold them. These are the sacred signals that reveal that your timing is divine. You've probably noticed this pattern. Just when you think things are settling, everything shifts. It's like you live between divine pauses and divine acceleration. One moment you feel like you're standing still, no doors, no movement, no clarity. And just when you start questioning if God forgot you, boom, everything happens at once. People reappear. Opportunities open. Favor floods. It's as if heaven was holding your life in a queue, waiting for one divine go. That's not instability, that's divine timing. God hides you in stillness until the atmosphere is ready for your voice, your assignment, your light. You've been wondering, why so many delays? Because what's on you has to arrive in alignment, not in haste. You weren't built to succeed in any season. You were built to bloom in the appointed season. Remember Jesus, 30 years of hidden preparation for 3 years of public purpose. He wasn't late. He was on schedule. So when your progress doesn't match your passion, trust the silence. Delay doesn't mean denial, it means synchronization. God isn't withholding, He's aligning. Have you ever walked into a place and instantly felt something shift in your spirit? A heaviness? A warning? A sudden peace you couldn't explain? That's your spiritual radar. And it's proof that your timing is divine. God doesn't just position you physically. He tunes your spirit to the frequency of heaven's alerts. You feel things before they happen because you're a spiritual early responder. Before something changes in the visible, your spirit already senses it in the invisible. That's why you can't stand certain environments anymore. Your sensitivity has increased. That's why random conversations drain you. Your discernment is growing. That's why certain songs, shows, or people suddenly make your spirit uneasy. Your soul has outgrown their frequency. You're not too emotional. You're not overly sensitive. You're spiritually alive. And the more alive you become, the more you recognize the divine signals others overlook. That's a sign. God is fine-tuning your senses because He needs you alert in the last days. When deception rises, discernment becomes the weapon. And He's already training you for that. If you've ever looked around at this world and felt like, I don't belong here, then you've already encountered this sign. There's a certain ache in your spirit, like your soul remembers a different rhythm, a purer time, a heavenly atmosphere. You love people, but you struggle with culture. You appreciate beauty, but you're disgusted by vanity. You crave depth, but you live in an age of shallow speed. You are, in essence, out of sync with the world because you're in sync with eternity. That's not an accident. God placed you in this generation as a divine contradiction. You carry an ancient spirit in a modern body. A timeless faith in a time-limited age. You're not here to adjust, you're here to awaken. That sense of displacement you feel? It's not rejection, it's recognition. Your soul recognizes that it's temporarily stationed here, but its real home is in another realm. And that awareness keeps you clean. It keeps you from merging with the world's confusion. That's divine protection disguised as discomfort. If we're being honest, there are things that happened in your life that should have taken you out. Heartbreaks that almost erased your will to fight. Losses that shattered your confidence. Moments you thought you'd never recover from. But you did. You might still carry the scars, but you're still standing. That's not strength. That's divine preservation. God couldn't allow you to die because your assignment wasn't complete. He shielded you, even when you didn't know He was near. He stretched His mercy over you when you were ready to give up. That near-death moment you survived? That depression that didn't swallow you? That rejection that didn't break you? All of that was proof, heaven said. Not yet. Because your story still had pages left to write. You were meant to live to witness the end times, not to be ended by them. You are living evidence of divine timing, because the same grace that preserved you wasn't just to save you, it was to position you. Every survival became a prophecy that your mission hasn't started yet in full force. There's something stirring in your soul lately, an unexplainable sense that something is about to happen. You can't name it, but you can feel it. You wake up with a restlessness, a longing, a spiritual hum that says, prepare. That's not anxiety. That's not fear. That's the sound of divine timing waking you up. Heaven doesn't ring alarms in the natural, it stirs hearts in the spiritual. The urgency you feel is your inner clock syncing with heaven's countdown. It's not about the end of the world, it's about the beginning of your full assignment. Many people live distracted, but you can't. Your spirit won't let you. That's why you can't enjoy what others indulge in. That's why certain conversations bore you, Your purpose is calling, and you can unhear it. That divine urgency is a sacred invitation. Get ready. I'm about to use you. Have you noticed how, when you least expect it, the right people appear? The right opportunities align? Doors open from nowhere? You might call it coincidence, but heaven calls it confirmation. When your timing is divine, alignment follows you. You'll be in the right place at the right time, not because you planned it, but because heaven scheduled it. God weaves divine intersections, people, moments, places, that unlock your next level. You may not realize it, but every conversation that changed you, every stranger that spoke life into you, every delay that rerouted you, all of that was the architecture of divine timing. You weren't lost, you were led differently. This one is for the spiritually awake. You sense seasons changing before anyone else does. You can tell when the spiritual atmosphere of the earth is heavy, even if life around you looks normal. It's because your spirit is synced to heaven's pulse. When others see trends, you see transitions. When others chase the next big thing, you sense the next divine move. Your awareness of times and seasons isn't guesswork, it's your spiritual assignment. That's why sometimes you grow quiet when others get loud. You're not withdrawing, you're listening. Heaven is updating you. Chosen one, this is one of the clearest proofs that your timing is divine, because you feel time moving differently. You don't just live through moments, you discern them. Look closer at your journey. It might not make sense in the natural, but spiritually it's a map. Every storm, every lesson, every battle mirrors a biblical story, because your life is a modern-day scroll being written in heaven's ink. You might have walked through your wilderness season like Moses. You might have faced betrayal like Joseph. You might have carried rejection like David. But all those weren't just experiences. They were prophetic rehearsals preparing you for your final assignment. God doesn't waste patterns. He designs your past as prophecy for your future. So when you see biblical echoes in your journey, take it as confirmation. You're walking a divine script that heaven authored long before you arrived. Here's something only the chosen ones understand. When others panic, you find peace. Even in crisis, there's a strange calm in you that doesn't make sense. You don't always show it, but deep down, you know things will align. That peace is not your personality, it's your positioning. It's evidence that you're operating in divine timing. When your life is on heaven's schedule, chaos can't unseat you. You might tremble, but you won't break. You might weep, but you won't lose your faith. Because deep within, your soul knows. This too is part of the process. That peace is the ultimate proof of divine timing, because only people who know the author can rest in the story. You might not understand it fully, but your soul keeps whispering. Time is short. Not in fear, but in focus. You feel that there's no more room for wasted energy, for empty talk, for shallow living. It's because heaven has entered the final phase of its timeline. And those assigned to the last days feel it first. You may not have all the details, but you sense the acceleration, like time is running faster, like events are collapsing together, like spiritual momentum is building. That's the Spirit's way of saying, be awake, be ready, your part is near. You are not just alive during this time, you are alive for this time. Every breath, every move, every shift is synchronized to God's final chapter for humanity. And the fact that your spirit recognizes this is proof. Your timing isn't random. It's divine. Chosen one. If any of these signs resonate with your journey, the delays, the urgency, the sensitivity, the survival, the peace, understand this. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are right on divine schedule. Your life is not late, it's layered. Every pause had a purpose. Every pain had a prophetic reason. Every alignment is leading you closer to your appointed moment of impact. God has been building you in hidden time zones, away from applause, away from chaos, because when your moment comes, the world will know. You were born for this hour. Your timing is not a mistake. It's a miracle. And heaven is about to confirm that through everything that begins to unfold next in your story. Because in the last days, timing is everything. And yours is divine. The last days aren't just a period of destruction. They're a period of revelation. What's hidden will be exposed. What's weak will crumble. But what's real, what's divine, will stand tall. And that's where you come in. God didn't make you to hide behind church walls. He made you to carry the kingdom into the chaos. You're the type of person who can stand in a room full of confusion and still release peace. You may not hold a pulpit, but you carry an altar in your spirit. Everywhere you go becomes a holy place because you carry presence. When others see disaster, you'll see destiny. When others panic, you'll prophesy. When others give up, you'll glow with unexplainable hope. Because the last days are not about survival, they're about awakening. And you, chosen one, are a messenger of that awakening. God didn't put His Spirit in you just to escape the end times. He put His Spirit in you to shape them, to be a living witness of what happens when heaven's light refuses to bow to darkness. Now that you understand your placement, you must learn to walk differently. Because timing without preparation becomes wasted destiny. Here's how you anchor yourself in this divine timing. Stay aligned, not distracted. The enemy can't destroy you, so he tries to distract you. Don't let noise steal your focus. Keep your spirit tuned to God's updates, not the world's notifications. Guard your oil. In the parable of the 10 virgins, only those who had oil entered the door. That oil represents the anointing, the daily intimacy with God that sustains your light. Keep your oil full, through prayer, solitude, and stillness. Move with obedience, not opinion. In these times, obedience is your currency. God's instructions may seem illogical, but they are time-sensitive. When He says move, move. When He says wait, wait. Stay humble and hidden until you're called. Heaven elevates at the right moment. You don't need to promote yourself. Divine timing promotes its own. Speak light when others speak fear. The last days will shake many hearts, but you were not made to panic, you were made to prophesy peace. Let your words carry heaven's frequency. Because the world doesn't need more noise. It needs presence. And that's what you carry. Chosen one, let this sink deep into your spirit. You are alive at the end not because God ran out of options, but because He saved the strongest ones for last. You are not late. You are strategic. Heaven saved your soul for this precise generation, the final chapter of the story. You are the generation that would witness prophecy unfold, that would see both shaking and glory, both battle and revival. And God needed souls who could endure the tension without losing their faith. That's why you were built differently. That's why you felt spiritually ahead of time, because your spirit came from a future God already wrote. You're not an observer of the end times, you're a participant. A torchbearer. A voice of hope in the noise. And when the world says, "Where is God now?" your life will answer, "He is still here, and He is still powerful." Chosen one, your timing is divine because heaven wanted you to be the proof that light never dies, even in the final hours. So rise. Shine. Speak. Love. And remember, the same God who timed your birth will time your impact. You are not early, and you are not late. You are right on prophetic schedule. So if you've been wondering why you feel the way you do, why your soul carries this sacred urgency, it's because your spirit recognizes the time. Heaven is aligning, the world is trembling, and God's chosen are awakening. And among them is you. You are alive for the last days. Your timing is divine. Like this video. And you can support the channel through the link in the channel's bio. Even your $1 is very precious for me and this channel. Your kindness helps us continue spreading light and love. God bless you.